Oh, we should have changed them out. Okay. Let's continue looking through this. Oh yeah, it ended up actually being fancy this time. This is cool. It's hard to extend though. Yeah, like, and one big thing to consider is how efficient you're being. So, like that's one of the biggest ways to improve your efficiency. Literally just looking at a chain and going, how many wasted pieces are there? Where are they? And how could I have utilized them? Or like, you know, should I have just cleared them? Like, for example, if you look back here, you can see that this red, this blue, and this green are doing absolutely nothing. It links up, all of this stuff is used. But these three pieces, unless I'm going to connect them to my main chain, they're useless. So, what I should be looking to do is look at what waste I have on my board, right? This is the actively more active mindset. The pro players will take note of like every piece they make. They're like, oh, this is part of the chain, that's fine. And then we have to do something with this. For myself, I need to be able to identify these situations and just, like, you know, make this catch. Also, this will make it a bit bigger. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, like, when I place a piece like this, I need to be like, okay, these are not being used for anything. When you're building GCR and stuff, you're like, oh, I'm putting this piece here because it's going to be used in a future link, right? And when you build fixed forms, it's the same way. But you need to be more aware of these things when it comes to when you're not actually building, what do you call them? When you're building, like, chains on that are irregular, or if you're, you know, chaining higher up on the board. Higher up on the board usually it's more obvious as well, though, because you're on the second floor and you're like thinking about all the stuff that's up here that you can use to extend. It's cases like these though that are like where pro players shine. They're able to like make their second transition ahead of time. For example, I could have like, this is crazy, right? But I could put this green here and the blue there, and use double pop up here, and like make my second transition or something, or to get it started. It's also noted that like this purple is also useless, and this is just a difficult situation in general. So again, it's just little things like this, little inefficiencies. Oh, I did end up using the purples actually, so that's good. But like, there's still stuff I could have done better. Like, these blues and greens don't link up, but yeah, I don't think I realized that, otherwise that double rotation would have actually fixed it. Oh, I was looking to attack, never mind. Okay. Anyway, so I did end up making use of a lot of the stuff that I was wasting there, but yeah. I was checking if it was safe to set this off. And then I just did it anyway, because he looked like he... Yeah, okay. And then I had to get a fair few, like, pieces. And then I realized, like, this is impossible to extend. Here's the problem. I could have laid these in column 3 upright, and then it would have been possible to extend. I just ended up clearing because I was like, oh, I can't do that. But I can end up having the right pieces to actually extend that anyway. So I needed this, and then I need another blue, which I can put there. And then 3 greens. Yeah, I had enough. And it would have made my chain... Hold on, I set off for the greens, right? Yeah. Would have given my chain 2 extra links. Which is a lot stronger. Because that's a 10 chain, right? And this is 8. So I would have actually... Yeah, 10 chain, it would have been enough. Unfortunate. Hi Tanner, hello Bruno, hello Ferret. No, we did wrong, you didn't do any cool tricks. I'm sorry, Tanner, I disappointed you. Always click play inside the in-stream inside the stream. Whoops. Hi! Hi guys! Review my first 50 or 20 soon. Nice! Sounds good. Hope you enjoy. It's always good to look back. Always good. I need to get some water soon as well, so I might pop out for a moment after a round or 2. So this is just fine. Okay, this is wrong actually. That's not wrong. That's not fine. This... Oh my gosh, Twitch, why do you jump so much? This is not fine. I could have used that on transition. I should have used that on transition. Should have used the yellows over here and built up a transition. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, this is really awkward. Like, look at this. I can't transition now. This is terrible. Unless I do a huge split, which I didn't end up doing. I should have, like, focused on getting that transition done. Because now it's super awkward. So I attack to, like, stall him out and make sure he can't do anything. But, like, again, you shouldn't put yourself in that situation in the first place. Like, you know, there's always ways around things. Not always. There tends to be ways around things if you're clever, but like this ended up working out really nicely. But that was just not safe. So if he had been paying more attention, or if he just had attacks at all, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Fill that up well. Okay. Right. So this is actually a really good build. Here, oh, what about this piece? Yeah, actually, this is the most awkward thing, right? This type of tail. That is two-piece dependent. I need specifically a blue, and then a purple, and then a green. It does not work otherwise. But I could do one thing to change the entire build, and this is not going to be intuitive at all. Hold on, what piece did I actually get dealt? Like, I don't know if I would have been able to modify it at that point. Yeah, okay, I couldn't modify it. Okay, I can still make a modification though, right? So this piece. This one could go here, where the purple goes here, and that way, since I see I have a green, right, I can get greens ready as well. And you know, I don't have reds, so I shouldn't try and stretch red. Well, I do have reds, but like I don't have red, blue, purple, green. Like, you know, this doesn't lend itself well to finishing the tail. And right now, I do need to finish the tail, otherwise it's going to be really dangerous. I guess this still looks very clean, like this gives me a 14 attack and this sets me up for the rest of the tail. But again, the tail build is just difficult. So instead of doing this, which is like, oh look, it follows avalanche pattern, perfect. No, not perfect. In fact, really troublesome. So let me pull this up over my other screen so that I can just like draw this up quickly. I'll also, hold on, set our size to 13 so that we have extra space to demonstrate stuff when we need to. Right, so we have this red-green, isn't it? Red-green is the piece we have. What else do we have in place already? Purple here. Okay. So, this is our thing, right? And we're like, red-green. Perfect. You know why? Because this is how it looks. It's like, oh, what a nice tail. No one cares that it looks proper. Well, spectators care, sure. But here's the thing, right? If you do something unorthodox, it's cool anyway, because when your chain ends up working, it's like, oh, incredible. You know what you do instead? Instead of doing this, right? Here's the thing with the green here. So what you're doing here is you're changing the build order, right? We don't see blues coming up. Actually, we don't actually see anything useful coming up. This is really awkward. Is it more flexible, actually? No, to be fair, this actually locks me into a build order as well. Because then I need purples. Here's how it works, right? It's like this. Then you get purple, then green, then blue instead. But this needs blue, purple, green. I think this one's worse though. And my thinking is that you need specifically a blue, purple. Right. You need a blue, purple specifically to fill the slot. Either that, or you like end up trashing. So like you put a blue here and like I don't know, red or something. And then if you want a purple, it's like a purple and then green. And then you need a green, it's like green. Yeah, it's just trash. You just have a bunch of stuff listed laying here, right? And that's like just fundamentally flawed. Here, at least, I think there's a bit more viability. You do need more purples, but I think you can do more with your tail with this shape as well. Like you need a purple here, but when you're putting the purple here or here, right? I don't actually know if it matters where you put it. I don't know if putting it here or here is more important. But like you put the purple here, and then you can put like a blue. Actually, you do need a green. You do need a purple. You do need a green on top of one of these spaces, whether it be here or here. But what the other space can be used to, I don't know, like throw something else, and then you can continue tailing with it, like these reds, or a yellow here, or like this sort of thing. Actually, this is really good. This is a very nice build. Oops, the full box. So, in case you want to see how this one works as well. So, make the purples clear fast, right? If we're not getting blues, or yeah, if we're not getting blues to fill out the space, which we didn't end up getting, right? We got reds and greens, purple. So we got literally all the other colors. Yeah, just I think one other thing as well is that it doesn't split, which is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Wait, did I put that red there? Oh, wait. No, we're just talking about that one. Yeah, this doesn't split. And if you're trying to rush for pieces to complete the tail, you don't want stuff to split anyway, right? So I think it makes sense to do that instead. It's a difficult one to catch, but anyway. Yeah, you can see that like I'm struggling for pieces here, and now that this is so tall, I have to split the Puyo all the way down here if I want to make use of it. And because of that, now I can't get my chain finished fast. I should have put that blue there though, I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, I could have put the blue down there. Yeah, I could have split this. It would have been a super long split, right? But I could put the blue there and then use the purple green here. And then use the red green to chain here. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That still be a 9 chain. Which would have won me the game easily. Like, I had a lot of opportunities to win that round. That was awful. Alright, this is sort of debatable. I think this green-red should have gone here, though. I think that should have gone there. I needed the greens because I'm not getting more. Should have worked on that. And then now this is super awkward. I've committed myself to a few different things now. I should have also focused on getting the red done rather than the blue. Build order things are so important. And I ended up doing a funny looking thing. Void's got a big attack ready, so I think I was preparing for it. Yeah. A bit awkward. I don't know why I split it like that. Honestly, I should have put the blue, red here and the green here. That's easier to like extend and do stuff with. Weird. I don't know what I was thinking there. So I should have just like done stuff with the resources up here. That was just like, hold on. What exactly happened? Was he already? Hold on. Oh, he got double blocked up here. That's so unlucky. Yeah, I figured it looked like it was. It looked like it was RNG there, and it was. I couldn't tell if how much garbage I sent. I didn't see it beforehand. I didn't see that it was 8 garbage. Okay, this is a good build start. This is good. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh. I think that should have gone here. Red, purple. Just like continue building my trigger out. It's a bit weird. And here I'm tunnel visioning on like my tail, because I wanted to make a really nice tail. I should be completing the parts of my chain that are incomplete though, so that I have my transition higher up. Like I have stuff near my transition, because now it makes it really hard to build in the middle of the board. And you can see here that like Oh no, this is really like this might not look awkward, but this is terrible. Look, none of this links up. This red cuts, this purple's here. This it's just like it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't work. So then I ended up like attacking with this instead because he's got this and I've got this. Does he get a green? He gets a green and sets up main chain. And now it's like difficult for me to extend as well. And this is just really risky. I went for 3 yellows and 3 purples, and I didn't end up getting the purples though. I don't think. And here's the thing, like I was relying on the RNG being good to actually get that. I could have set that off actually. I just realized the yellows there actually set off my chain. How much would it have been? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the thing is, this would make the reds, the blue, the purples, and the greens clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still an 11. That still would have been an 11. Wait, that would have been enough. Yeah, if I just tried it. Oh my gosh, I was like, no, this isn't. Wait, I think I misdropped it. I think I accidentally... Oh, I see the issue. Yeah. See? I think I was trying to get the yellow there, and then I ended up kicking it, and... Oh no, that's sad. Learn how to finesse the 13th throw. It's very useful to know how to. It's quite simple. Actually, I think a lot of people just don't know like the timings. I've done a demonstration of it somewhere. I don't remember if I ended up highlighting it or something. Let me check. Let me check. I remember at some point I did 140 really. What? Oh wow, I have a lot of, like, actually, a lot of stuff here. I did a demonstration of how to finesse these things. Perfect cancel. Quarantined. To... Tap, TGM. TGM, look at all the TGM runs that I've highlighted. I could just delete these because they're on my YouTube, but world record, that was exciting. Ah, in Agent 3. Floor kick demonstration. So I did a whole like thing. Ooh, this quality's a bit crusty. Wow. Anyway. Wow, this is... I don't know why my quality was like this. To be fair, this is a while back now. Back then I had to stream at 480p, and sometimes it would just dip below. But you can see here, I think I'm demonstrating how to do it when I have commentary and stuff. So if you want to have a look at this VOD, I'd imagine it was decent. I'm not listening to it right now, but what do I say?
1, 2, and then flick. Okay, no. If you're trying to kick left, it would be clockwise and.
So.
I don't even explain.
Wow, I don't know why I kept the first minute of this.
Fair enough. Okay. This might be another. No, there's only 3 buttons.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no. Wait, which way do I actually do it? Yeah, no. Yeah, you have to do it with this piece. 1, 2, 3. The maneuvering piece, sorry. Or the
yeah, so you can see that, like, what you do is you just do a little flick, and it kicks upward, right?
Then you flick it over quickly.
And then
quickly press left while it's in the air.
You have to time it to get it across.
They're up in the 13th column. Broken for me?
Yeah, it's just, like, practice this maneuver first, and learn, like, when it hangs in the air, or learn how to do it so that you maximize its height, because there's also a timing for it to make the height, actually. Sort of like, if you press too early, the piece won't reach full height, I think.
Temptation is to use.
Or at least the timing window will be shorter. Why was I doing it up here? I should have just done it on the floor
If
and
you want
shown
to
it.
do again, jiggle with the.
There we go, so like this.
Oh yeah, that
I did
actually
it from left to right here.
So it's again, jiggle with the piece to one side. In this case, oh, have your piece in the direction. No, actually, it works both ways, huh? Yeah, it's just whatever you're more comfortable with, or
Yeah,
depending on the
it's a
position
preferential
what you
thing,
want your piece to
but
be.
you do this little
As
jiggle,
long as the maneuvering
and
piece is
a
on
lot of the
top
time you'll see us like
the-
jiggle for a
the
little bit, so that we can
arch
get into the
higher
rhythm
up,
of it first, and then we flick
then
over.
you'll be okay to flip over. You do it
Sometimes,
this way.
like as higher level players, we have to be able to do it like quickly and consistently. But when you're practicing, this is really good to like just kind of get the rhythm of it first, and
Or
then
you
flick
do it this
over,
side.
right? And you can see I do it with a
Depends on
bunch of
which side
pieces
you
here,
use on
because you can get very consistent at it. Once you feel out the timings.
How the pro's doing.
Do I end up doing it on the floor?
Flicking it up into the column above.
Oh yeah,
right?
this is much better for demonstration
You
though.
see how it flicks up to the column above the yellows? When I do this, it's very brief. Then I quickly hold left, and it slides it over.
There you go.
I'll do it-
Yeah, this
I'll
video
do
is a
it.
good demonstration. The first few minutes seem a bit sloppy. I don't know why I kept those all in.
See? How it just-
But this is like,
yeah,
yeah,
make
once
it
you get to
do
like
it
5
on
minutes in,
the side.
this looks really good.
Do the
Or like even a bit before, like 3 minutes in.
time
something.
enough would just teach people mode though, right?
But hopefully that helps. Eventually, this will be something that I talk about within my tutorial series as well, so there'll be like a more proper demonstration. But for now, that's a thing you can refer to. Let me just grab some water. I am lacking water, so I'm gonna grab some and then I'll be back. So, give me one moment. Alright, let's continue reviewing. I don't know what to do with this. One part of me wants to put it on the tail, but that's really awkward to work with as well. Oh, it works in this case. Well, this is a few pieces I had. What about when I actually had the piece? So yeah, I wouldn't have known. But I think it's much better to dedicate this double yellow to a multiple stack here. I think that's a much better choice than like blocking it with this. This just makes it really awkward to work with this space as well, which is not preferred. I think putting this on the tail is better. We do have a purple yellow, so we can fill out this, and then we can just like tail with red and blue here afterwards, or we have stuff to use for second floor or something. But like this position ends up being awkward looking. Make it work. I make these reds tail and such. So again, I make it work, but I feel like I'd be in a more comfortable position and have more potential to do stuff if I didn't do it like that. That's a really nice one chain. He ends up doing a 3 chain though, really good response. And this didn't end up being like nearly enough to defend myself. I guess if it was an awkward start, there wasn't much miss there. I should have just kept it going. Let's see. I always don't really know. I haven't learned all clear starts properly. Except for going for another all clear. I look for another all clear usually. That's my strat. Yeah. So dodgy. I end up getting really nice pieces for this as well. It's just kind of evil. Look at that. I'm so sorry, Boyd. That was funny. That was huge. I should probably clip that one, right? That one's fun. That one's a fun one. It was absolutely worth. I am right. When are you gonna 50-0 me, Yoshi? Ooh. I am right. Hold on, how far back does the round go? Oh yeah, no, we need to start with the whole like actually getting 2 all clears and then that, right? Like, look at this, right? You do this, I do this, and then I get a second all clear, and then I do this. Like, this is just overall ridiculous. Hello. Look at that. So funny. 3 rocks. Nice. 3 rocks. I guess it's 2 at like most of... almost 3, if you're talking about just the 2 chain itself. Then the third link made it 3 rocks. Alright, let's continue having a look. I'm gonna mute this for when it like starts playing auto as well. Otherwise it'll blast the ears. This is fine. That's fine. I don't like this much, but I don't feel like there was much to be done. Oh, that was good. Preparing for an attack since it's scare position. This should have... yeah, okay. I did end up putting that there, that's good. Okay. So, what I should have done is I should have put this green and the blue here, I think. I think I should have built this up. That way, I would have a 3 chain of defense ready at any point. And if I didn't need it, then that's fine. Like, that doesn't really affect my chain much. And I don't like this piece positioning. I should have put this like over here, put the yellow red here or something. I could also send a big 1 chain. Now that's awkward. This is cool though, I guess. I made it work. Like, this multiple stack's pretty nice, and the tail, if the blues didn't cut, the tail would be really nice. Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay, still cut, but different. Different way. It would have been really nice otherwise, though. Oh, hold on. She skips too far ahead. Why did I put that there? That makes it hard to put the blue. Yeah, okay, I ended up like putting it there so that I don't forget. Getting stuff done is so important in this game. This is really awkward, like, I don't have anything to defend with. Like, I'm getting stuff ready, but it's too late into the game, right? Our boards are like half filled now. I think, yeah, it looks like half to me. Yeah, half filled, and I do not have any attack ready. Like, I should always have, if I'm going to be building up this high, I should be using, like, creating an attack with it. One way I could do that here is, this one's not super obvious. Like, I don't think I ever would have thought of this in the moment. But if I saw that he had this attack already, right? And I probably did, and then I probably rushed to try and get defense ready, and it wouldn't have been enough, right? So I think the best thing to do would have been, so we have blue here and yellows, right? And then we have blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. So, which is really weird, but the best way to use that, I think, is this: blue, yellow, and then blue, yellow, or yellow, blue. I guess I've been putting it in that order. Like, it's not much, but at least it defends. Well, it gives me a defense of some sort. Considering this sends how much. Yeah, like that would have helped. And you can see I was trying to get a defense ready, but it just, you know, it's awkward. And now my chain's kind of broken. Like, if it works fine as a convertible defense, like in that moment it was good. Like what I did there I think was pretty good. It was a smart conversion, but it just, yeah. It didn't leave me in a position where I could continue setting stuff up to defend myself or to main chain comfortably or something. Like, if he set up main chain, I also would have been in trouble. Like, it's just a very awkward position. You've always got to be aware of these things when you're playing the game, and that's just so much to think about. It needs to become second nature, which is where all the practice comes in, right? Like, when I'm playing these matches, it feels really good, and it feels like I'm really making some good decisions. But you look back on it, and it's like, no, this is all wrong. Like, it feels good, and what you're doing is really good, right? You're at your mental capacity for your uh, for what you're able to take in at the time. It's really good. Because it's like, I am observing what Void is doing a lot of the time, right? And that was something I really needed to crack down on. I wasn't observing enough, and I did really well in that in the set. And I think I made use of a lot of the situations well. But here's the thing: I made use of the situations well in the moment. I could have avoided a lot of the awkward situations before. I totally should have put that here and like committed to purples here because I already have green here. I should be grouping them together. Just yeah, splitting it like that was not a good idea. Yeah, try to get a transition. That's good. Put that get an attack ready. Yep, that's good. That's good. I agree with all of these. That's full chain. That can. Oh, I see what I'm going for. No, wait, I don't see what I'm going for. Never mind. Oh, I see what I'm going for. Yeah, I mean, that all works out then. Cool, cool. Sometimes your brain thinks differently at different times too. Like, I would have done that pretty differently. Definitely. It's crazy, isn't it? That your brain can think of so many different things at different times. Sometimes it's better than others, right? And doing this sort of review kind of exposes that. Like, if today was a good day or a bad day. Like, if I didn't see a genius move that I made back then, it's like maybe I'm not playing. Like, I wouldn't be playing as well as I was that day. Or it's hard to say. It's hard to say the other way around, especially though. Like, you can't say, "Oh, I see that now, so I was playing bad that day." No, it's because, well, big reason could be because, like, it's foresight. I mean, it's not foresight. It's hindsight. Hindsight's 2020. Could have extended that by one more link. Did I end up needing it? Oh, technically I did. Oh, never. I remember this. I remember this. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Void. Yeah, I expected the garbage to fall, so I got confused. Hey, look, it's you, Bruno. Pause during the replay and you're not as involved in the process of building? Yeah, yeah, that's right. You can actually take a step back. Being able to, like, look at a board and observe the state in an instant is, like, so key, though. Especially with the opponent, right? You need to be able to look at the opponent's board and kind of gauge what, their chain length. Like, I think I'm pretty good at gauging main chain length, and it's something that, again, I think a lot of Western players still need to work on. But the next step up is being able to also read what they have to check. Because at our level, at like the current Western level, it's fine, right? You can just gauge main chain. Because people aren't setting up 5-chain attacks for the most part. But that's different when you're fighting these really strong Western Japanese players, right? Because they are setting up 5-chain attacks, so you need to be observing the board state in such a way that you can see like what they're able to attack with, right? Do they have their key Puyo in place? I think that's one big step up. If you can literally just identify, oh, they don't have their key Puyo, which means they can attack with their main chain, that's huge, right? Like, sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, yeah, obviously the piece that connects to their GTR is not in place, and it's like, well, that was obvious, right? That's a GTR. You need to be able to recognize it from any point. So you need to understand how their chain works, right? That's the difficult thing. You need to understand completely how their chain works, where it all links up. And that will then allow you to identify, okay, what pieces are missing from their chain. It's difficult, especially, again, with Japanese players, because their building styles or their build orders are so unorthodox that you don't know, like, they put this piece somewhere and you're like, where is it being used in the chain? Is it in their tail? Are they gonna attack with it? Like, what are they doing with it? You don't know. There's all sorts of things that they can do with it, which really messes you up. Makes it not analyzing, observing. It makes observing them a lot harder. It's harder to follow them. So, everything just becomes difficult at that point. Let's see, what's going on in chat? Meta air conditioning. Maybe the key Puyo is not in place, but it's reversible. Yep, exactly. Like, there's also that. literally just reading the chain from the wrong direction. I think it's important to establish early on. Here's the thing: I don't watch the opponent enough early on. Um, like if I tell that air conditioning time, if I can tell like they're going to make a big attack or something, like they're gonna play rushy play style. Okay, sure. Like I can identify that usually, but unless it's obvious like that, I then don't take in the information in early game very much. Like some people can prepare and really early attack, like literally just a small 2-chain, and it messes up your whole board, right? Because if when you're at an early point in the game and you get 2-chain, it messes up your whole base. Your base is so important to be solid, and if you don't have a solid base, then the rest of your chain will probably just collapse, right? It won't be that good. Um, it makes it really hard to get a high chain. So, you know, you need to be watching out for early attacks. You need to be watching for, again, where their chain is activated from. Because if you literally like identify that from the get-go, you're going to have such an easy, like, so much more of an easy time reading their chain. Because it's like, I know what direction their chain goes in. That means their transition is on this side, and that means their second floor is going to go from right to left, or left to right, right? You identify the direction of their base, you know where the transition is, you can identify the direction of their second floor, or their second transition, or whatever, and you know which way they're building. And that reveals so much to you, because then it's way easier to figure out how their chain works. Whereas if you don't know the direction early on, you have to, like in the mid game, you then have to read that and be like, oh, where's their trigger? Like you don't have any expectation of where their trigger is or such. You can have that expectation if you've read that like really early in the game. And sometimes again they'll be reversible, so then it'll just mess you up anyway. But at least then, if you okay, so you expect that they're building a certain way, right? You've observed early on, oh, they're building left to right. Their GTL's on the left. And then you look later on, and their trigger, like their what looked like a GTR before, isn't linking to the rest of the chain. You'll realize, oh, like there's stuff on top of the GTR that doesn't link to the GTR. It's like, well, then there's an issue. It seems like their chain doesn't work that way, and then you can realize, oh, okay, they're just building in that other direction. It's fine, and you can make those catches. So it's more than just the obvious things like, are they looking to attack or not, which I'm still working on because I need to more actively observe anyway. But on top of that, it's stuff like this where it's the smaller things that give you huge clues, and probably what a lot of Japanese players do when they observe, right? You're not observing and trying to take in all of the board. I mean, if you can, like Momokan and whatever, do it. But, you know, when you're limited in brain power, at least in this point in time where you can't autopilot certain things, like one thing I say is that people shouldn't really look into observing too much until they can basically autopilot their chaining, right? Because otherwise it's impossible. Then your main chain doesn't ever get done, and then you lose because you need a chain. But once you can autopilot like checking for attacks, then it's, you know, more these micro optimizations that like oh, not even just that, but it's when you're restricted on brain power, you can't autopilot certain things in observation. You should be looking for keys, right? Little things that you can look for that will give you big hints. Because again, stuff like knowing where their trigger is, then you know if it's blocked or not, which means you know if they're vulnerable or not. Or there's a lot of things you can get from it, but the biggest thing is if they're more vulnerable. That tends to be something that people look for. I should have like attacked him at this time. I think I was thinking about it and then I wasn't sure, so I hesitated a whole bunch. Yeah, see, like that sort of thing. I can tell just from stuff like that I'm just like, my observation is limited right now. There's only so much I can do with my brain power at this point in time, and that's okay. That's okay. That's why I'm training. This is awkward because I can't like extend much without using a bunch of reds, and then I end up being able to. Oh my gosh, this. Yeah. Okay. This is. Why did that happen? I don't know where the frame trap happened. Like I know that if you have garbage on top, you sometimes it turns it into a quick. I don't know why in that case it turned into a quick. Or maybe it did. The animation just did just resolve fast enough that time. Yeah, I think it's because my animation took ages. Like, here's the issue. I was trying to put it in column 5, but because of my hastiness, I ended up dassing, like not holding for dash enough, which meant that it went in column 4. What column 4 did, this is hard to catch. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down, I think. I think it would be more obvious. I mean, if I'm right. I don't know. I might be wrong. Like, even the skipping is, like, large when you're on slower speed. Like, come on, Twitch, really? Wait, hold on. Can we use... How much does the skip ahead? Oh, no, that's just... Oh, hi. No, okay, it doesn't, like, give a proper skip. Ugh, that's sad. We can lower it, though. Oh, I guess this is good. Then I can just, like, adjust more finally. So, have a look at this placement. No, okay. I actually did dash enough. I kicked off the wall, though. Right? Here's the issue with kicking off the wall. If you kick off the wall and your piece is lower than the position here, what it does is it kicks the Puyo, right? Which is usually good. You usually want to be able to kick your Puyo like this. But kicking also wastes time. It loses time because it has to do this sort of jump up animation. And then it has to like lock. Which is very bad. Whereas if you kind of just double rotate into this position here, I think it's faster. You can see how long it takes to lock then, from there. I think if you do the kick here, it doesn't take as long, because you didn't have to do the jump up. I know, I probably sound like a crazy person right now, but these are the sorts of things that I'm looking for when I'm trying to optimize my speed. Like, this actually really matters. I swear I'm not crazy. That's good. It's good. I think these are good things to point out, because I think a lot of people don't realize these sorts of time losses happen. But yeah, that was technically a missed job, and it might have been more lost meter now. Like, that still might have been fast enough anyway, but who knows. Level of observation requires way too much brain power for me just yet. That's fair. I can do that if I'm not playing. Yeah, very important. Huey mentioned that in one of his videos, a very basic thing that helps a lot, and that's how filled the board is. Bare bones, it doesn't cover Hatso attacks, but it helps early on. Yes, I agree. Like, that sort of thing, that's what I was mentioning with, I think the biggest thing you can get out of it is chain length estimation. So like, you know, if their board is more filled than yours, then obviously, not obviously, I shouldn't use this sort of language when I'm teaching, or like making, like giving advice. I need to get out of that sort of habit. It's very blue, as Humberto says, and you know, sometimes it shows up in my scripts and stuff. Also, you know, is a terrible thing. I don't know why that phrase is like specifically comes up. It's, I don't know, strange. But you need to be mindful of the words that you use. Like, when you're speaking at this speed, I think it kind of gets skimmed over, and you don't really recognize it. But when you're, like, watching a tutorial, right? And, like, you're pausing and stopping and really listening in on each sentence they say, you hear the obviously, and then that's just going to cause issues. So maybe in a class environment, maybe it can be skimmed over, but it's safest not to use words like that. I know we're doing analysis of the English language when teaching now in regards to Puyo. So what I was going to say, I don't remember what I was going to say now. Because what was obvious? I said obviously. What was obvious? Yes, we were talking about chain length. You can judge chain length. So if your opponent has more resources than you, A, it means they might be able to attack you more safely, but B, you can't attack them and reliably and think that you can get away with taking an advantage from it. So you can attack them and like maybe you can knock them out, right? But it's way riskier because A, they can have their own attack ready and they'll still be ahead in resources. Or they can overpower you because they have more resources. Or they can set off main chain, and if you're not confident with your chaining, you're dead. Because you don't have as many resources, they were ahead of you in resources, you just attacked with something, which means your chain is probably still going off. It's used up your time and your resources, which means that getting to a high enough chain to beat them is going to be quite like a difficult feat. It depends on how far behind you are, but it can become very difficult if you're not mindful of that. I always need to be quoted. Oh my gosh, I learned the timing, crazy. Board fill, let's see, obvious when you already know it? Yes, absolutely right. Board fill and chain length, yep. So we're meta-aggressive English teaching to heart? No, I think it's it's not just you even, Hemboto. You know that class I was taking, the mathematical communication? They mentioned it recently as well. I'm like, hey, hold on, this is familiar. And I do understand that it's a sort of a quirk. Of spoken language that you need to be mindful of, especially when you're doing... I think the most important thing is when you're doing written work or written advice. It's like, don't put obviously in, because when someone reads it, they're actively reading obvious, and they're like, oh, then I should know this. At least in spoken language, it's a bit more acceptable because it gets skimmed past, and they don't like they don't take the meaning out of the word obvious. They're trying to take the meaning out of what you're saying, right? They're trying to take your advice. so words like obvious kind of get skimmed over. Again, it's best to avoid it entirely, but if you slip up in spoken language, it's not as bad as if you write it. When you're writing, you need to proofread and check that you're not saying obviously, or this is easy. Never say it's easy. You can say it's easier than something else. Like you can say that this, is probably more friendly to learn, but not easy. Don't say it's easy. Especially if you say something like, oh, that was easy, right? No. Don't say that, because maybe it wasn't easy, and then they feel really bad, and then they don't want to keep trying. I try to give sort of encouragement, like, in that same vein, but, I also have to be mindful of not saying that it was easy, and more so that that was the basic step, and now we're going to ramp it up, sort of thing. The idea is to let them know that this is a fundamental concept, and that they need to get good at it, so that they can move on and build upon it. Anyway. Worst case scenario estimation? Yep. It's only really obvious that helps loss estimation. If the opponent spams one chance and you do nothing, they're bound to have less resources? Yes. Unless they were already ahead. And then they're just like burning stuff anyway. And you're getting garbage on your board, which means that they're taking the advantage. They're like kind of spending their advantage, right? There's a lot of ways you can spend your advantage. One way is to attack the opponent. One way is to save it. Right, you kind of hold it, and then if they attack you, then you can commit to more resources and still be even, and stuff like that. But like one way to spend it as well is just spam one chains and just annoy the opponent, because then they have to take time to dig out and such. So you're trading your resources off for their time or their board space. Like you're making them you're restricting their board space. If they keep the garbage on their board, that's still one less space they can use. And if you send them 4 garbage, right? People would keep 4 garbage on their board. 4 garbage is a whole link. Like 4 garbage could have been a link in your chain. That 4 garbage you kept on your board, guess what? It could have made your 14 chain a 15 chain. Usually it's not that dramatic. But the point still stands that every space on your board matters, because you only need 4 of them. 4 of them. For a link, right? Only 4. So important, right? And that's where efficiency, like that's why efficient, like you can be so efficient and like not look like you have much on your board, because it is just 4 Puyos. Easier said than done. I taught your teachers too? Wow, Humberto. I thought you said you got offered like the teaching thing recently. Hold on a minute. 5 1-chains and 1 5-chain aren't equal. Yeah. Weekends at demotivation coach, so I now have demotivated students. What? Not feeling well? Aww. Yeah, feel better soon, Humberto. Definitely hope you do. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Hope to see you around soon. And, feeling better. Yeah, feel better soon. Alright, so that was a lot of stuff. Again, this is the sort of insight that I get when I'm reviewing stuff. I end up going into way more depth than I need to, but maybe it's a good thing. I mean, I would think it's a good thing, but yeah, like I can never get through a full VOD or anything. Although, we did like get through a big chunk just there. Like, we got through like 20 minutes worth so far, so I think it's big. There's somewhere it's just kind of... I don't have too much to comment on, after all. Even though I think that I always have something to say. So this is good, this is really good, this is really good, this is... Do I commit to that? Or is there a better way to build that? No, I think that's fine. Considering my next pieces, I think it's fine. Yeah, then I was just unsure. Was there a way I could have... So, here's the thing, right? When I'm building this, he was very fast at making that attack. Only by the time that I had committed to this, had he, like, actually set that up, right? This is a really, really good play by him. I don't know if he was observing at the time. If he was observing, this is, like, an extremely good play. If not, though, this is still, like, a really good one. Like, you look at this, and it's like, there's no attacks on his board, we're fine. And then I commit to this, and that's when he sets up his attack. He sets up his attack as soon as I do this. And, like, this is the worst situation I could have put myself in, right? Is it a matter of me needing to be more safe? Maybe. Oh, thank you. Maybe. But unlikely. Then again, this is a sort of like, you're halfway up the board, you should have attacks ready. This sort of thing, I shouldn't be in a situation where I'm still looking for ways to attack. Like, it's kind of okay, right? Because there's a lot I can do with this now. Now that, once I set this up, then I can attack, like, however I want with this. I can set it up as a 3, 4, 5, 6 chain attack. I can do so much with it once it's ready. But it took so long to get ready that he just attacked and it was over. What have I done? See, here's a weird one. Here's a weird one. This is... Oh! Oh! Okay, actually, no. No, there's like just a best decision, I think. Right? I think there is one. I was like, there isn't really a best way to build this. No, I think there is. What is this? Reds, greens, right? This doesn't matter. Purple. Oops. Okay, purple, red, right? I put that there. And the idea is that, like, I fill out these reds, put these blues here, put this purple here, put this green here, and because it's in such an incomplete state, I can keep adding to it and it'll be a viable attack, right? By the time I've only done this, like, the fact that it's incomplete is a sort of strength if the opponent didn't have an attack ready. So here's the big brain play. Or at least I think it might be. Put the purple here and the red here. Now, this is really, 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 really weird. But there is a lot you can do with this. There is so much you can do with this. First off, you can trigger from the purple. Second, you can trigger from the red. Third, you can trigger from the blue. These are all actually triggers. They're secretly all triggers. It's crazy, I know. Here's one option, right? If you activate the purple, I think the clearest way to do it is put blues here, put a green here. Here's the cool thing. This red can be either, again, part of a trigger, it can be an upper floor link, or it can connect to the reds down here, right? So you do this, and boom, it gets used. So you can use it down here. So if you set it from purple, that's one way to do it. You can do other things as well, like you could do this, So there's one way to use the reds up here, and then, you know, you add the greens and the rest. That's also a pretty good option. If you want to activate from reds, if you, I don't know, make a length of reds like this, then you have the option of either going for blues or purples next. You can do either. Preferably you go for blues, because then what blues can do is you can get green here. Oh, sorry, you put purple there, and then you have like a nice cushiony sort of thing. You can do it like this as well, even if you want to like... That's if you're really sure though, because this does require a lot of specific pieces. This is a very committal play, right? This is if you're looking to just focus on main chain. Like if you're in a main chain battle or something, this is a fast way to get it done. So this also has a lot of options for red. You can make it blues your trigger as well though. I know, there's a lot of options. If you make your blues your trigger, you can do the same thing where you can use the red here. So you activate blues, then purples, then greens, and such. But the most important play here, for me, in this situation... So I placed a purple red here, right? And then I have a blue red and a blue green. I had a way to defend. I would not have caught it in the moment. But if I had made this play, then I would have at least had the time to react to this. Because I place this piece, and then if I place this piece, right, I'm like this, and then I see that he's got an attack ready. I think about what I can do with blue red and blue green. I can do this. Blue red, blue green. And this is the key play. This is what would have saved me. This 4-chain right here. So there was a way out of it. And again, it was very lucky pieces. But again, also, this build adapts to so many different pieces, right? So if I had gotten a combination of greens and other stuff, it would have also worked. So I think, and here's the thing with this play, it commits to having to go blue, purple, green, red, green. You could do purples first, but that's awkward. And then the blues have to come before the reds. Here, it's sort of like... The purples are linked together. The togetherness of Puyos is so important, because it's what lets you actually form chains. It's how you connect your chains up. It's how you make attacks. It's how you get mid-game chains ready. Or how you more safely build your main chain as well. If you already have 3 here, you only need 1 more. Whereas here, yeah, you need 1 more, but it's also surrounded by stuff. So if you need a purple, for example, in this case, you only need to put a purple up here of some sort. Here, you need a purple and a blue or a green, or maybe a red or something. But once this has been built out some more, then you need a very specific piece to finish this, I think. Here, it's less obvious. It's like the purple can trigger again. If you clear the blue, you can put it here, or you can make it trigger early. Here, it only works one way, only one way, and the only way you do it is like that. That's literally 1 piece placement. Literally 1 piece placement makes that difference, right? It's putting it there instead of putting it here. Welcome to Yoshi's Puyo reviews, where 1 placement makes or breaks the game. Here's the thing, that's not the only placement though. Like, you could say that about every single placement in the game. Or, not every. Some don't have as much importance, but there's a lot you can pick up on if you're really looking out. I hope it's insightful though. I hope that, like, kind of... This is the sort of thing you're thinking about when you're building the stuff on top of your transition. So this is vital for those who use GTR and such, because this is what you want to be doing with your foundation-based chains. It's being able to use your transition space effectively, and also how to play mid-game. This also goes into setting up for mid-game chains. Very exciting. Alright, we'll let him do his attack and he wins. So how much was that? Like a rock and 3? Because how much was... Oops. How much is this thing that I came up with? Way more, right? Like a rock and 3 lines, I think. Oops, I didn't put a blue. Oh, wait, never mind. It would have. Okay, I'm surprised. Really, I thought the 5 purples would have. Oh, there's only 4. No, no. Yeah, there's only 4 purples. Oh, that's why it doesn't power. Oh, fascinating. Interesting. How interesting indeed. So that actually would have just left me with 1 garbage. Or maybe a little more, now that I think about it as well. Since I did clear something. Yeah, so that might have reduced it by a little bit. So I would have ended up with a bit of garbage, but it would have been a lot better than the position I was in. And if he followed up with main chain then, I actually had a bigger chain than him as well. I'm pretty sure. I was heading resources, I believe. Anyway. Oh, maybe he would have wadi called though. Who knows? It's too hard to judge these things. This is weird. I am committing to a lot with this attack. How do I end up walking around it? Yeah, I don't know. That was a misplay. Just, attacking with that much was way too much. Really solid second chain from Void as well. That's a really good follow-up. So he's got an attack ready. Again, him getting his attacks ready this well. He was just very snappy this set, I think, is one big thing. Like, look at this. Only by this point can I like recognize, oh, he's got an attack ready. This is crazy. So, oh my gosh, my mom is being loud. Anyway, yeah, this is a really good swift attack. I'm forced to set up main chain here. But by then I'd committed to this. So I didn't read it fast enough. See, if I just read it, then I could have main chained. And would I have won? Maybe. Maybe. It's a tough call. This is only a 5 chain, so he would have... If he got good colors, he would have been able to catch up. But if I'd recognized that that was what he had straight away, then I would have been able to take it. Not take it, but would have been able to at least main chain and have a chance of winning. Oops. Well, that's basically it. Okay. This is pretty good. I'm very happy with that. This is tough. Do I put that on my tail or not? I think balancing the chain is more, yeah, most important. So then you see that Void's getting the attack ready. End up using my attack. He actually had it linked to main chain, so that was just hard to read. That's good. Good finishing the chain as well. The reds don't end up looking up. But again, that's just stuff in the moment where you don't realize it. This is an exciting chain. And he just wasn't ready for much. Like, he's not in a state to attack very much. But then I didn't end up doing anything about it. I was just like, oh, I'll let him have it. End up 4-chaining, he ends up having a main chain. That was just, again, misplay by me. Like, I should not have committed to this much. I should have set it off now. I should have used that purple. 2 double 3. Done. Finish. Game 1. Because he doesn't have reds. But instead, I ended up committing to a really huge attack, which was completely unnecessary, and he ended up making his transition, and he was fine, and he won. Like, that's it. Sometimes you just need to pop it. Just do it. Right? A small, well-timed attack is way better than a huge attack that ends up being mistimed. So, if you see a window of opportunity, you have to snatch it straight away. That's the problem here. I didn't snatch. What I could have done, just for pressure purposes, is I could have put that purple blue here, and then just 2-chained, right? 2-chain would have forced him to just set up main chain. That's fine, because at least then I'm not committing so many resources, and I have like an okay position. After this, it's too hard for me to main chain enough as well. Like, this just uses too many resources. Puts me way too far behind. Yeah, not good. Well, we made it 30 games in. Out of like 98 games, right? Jeez. This is just like funny building. So I don't even know what's common on this. This is just like I tried. I think that's the moral. It's the fact that I tried, and like it works. The fact that I didn't worry, what equal him is the saddest thing. I feel like I'd never hit them. It's like, wow, so close. But it didn't. It didn't work. Well, the fact that the second chain actually ended up making a difference as well. That's pretty exciting. Was this a round that went on for a bit? I don't remember. And this is main chain. The problem is, this yellow doesn't carry through. That clearly goes with these yellows, and that's the problem. That's why my chain didn't work. Just because of that. Like, then this yellow would have come down, and the green, and then the purple, and it would have been really good. But that's the reason why my chain wasn't as long as it should have been. Alright, I'm gonna have to go in like a couple minutes. Have something exciting going on. May be able to let you guys know. Again, swift attacking and just not getting myself ready fast enough. Like, how fast did he get that ready though? Let's see. I want to be impressed by like Void's quickness as well. Yeah, like seeing it right then and there. He just saw the opportunity and just went for it. Like, this is just really good. Although I don't know why. Oh, no, that makes sense. Oh, I see how I could have defended better. I could have. See, had 2 double yellows, right? I could just lay them here and here, and then they'd connect. Oh, I have a really good defense option. Wow, the game like gave me one just then. Right, so yellow's here, red, purple, on top, red, and then purple, right? So set off this purple, the yellow's link 2, red's link 3, purple links 4. 14. 14 defense, I had one. I didn't take it. No, again, in the moment, way too difficult to judge. I think another thing that I might have been going for this one, but like blue, red, purple, like that's also a 14, but that one's too slow. So, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, also, other thing. I think I was, I was also trying to get the blues here, and then yellow, purple, red, blue. Again, that was probably more so what I was thinking, but too slow, too slow. Like this is what I was going for, but I didn't. If I had read how fast his attack was, it being just a 2-chain, then I would have maybe had the chance to change my mind and optimize a bit better. For time. This is a really nice build. Like this, look at this build. So good, so good. Very efficient tail. 11 chain with only 3 Puyos left over. Dang, that's hype. Oh my gosh, this is a 15. I need to clip this. Efficient tails always feel good. Like the fact that like the tail worked and then it actually used up all of the resources. That's very exciting. Excellent mark. We'll get smacked with that 2 double. It's a 15! I forgot I reacted that. Yeah, I know. That's a fair reaction. Where do we start? Fun to start around. I like to start from the start because then it shows the build process. Oh my gosh, good luck, Bruno. And if it didn't have this 4 garbage, maybe it could have been a 16. Maybe I would have had space. This is actually really nice, but yeah. Actually, I had a way to extend. It's completely impractical in this situation. But if I had placed this purple here, and this green-yellow here, and then I got 2 more greens, I could have had a 16 maybe. Let's see what my next piece is for anyway. Oh, I don't know. We don't know. Oh. Okay, yeah. This is very exciting. Very exciting chain. I've got to make a 15 during this set. I might have to make a whole Twitter thread for this set of clips. And I could do a thing where like I like release one every day or something. I think it'd be a nice way to like have active activity. What I do a lot of time is I do like an unhoarding of clips. But I think better for algorithm purposes is a thing, but like it means that they'll be more widely recognized, which is nice. Not even just to show off my achievements, but to show what high-level Puyo players can do and how exciting it is. I love being able to show people what's possible in this game. It's so cool. Yeah. I will probably do that. Make a thread and add to it. Keep adding to it. Because there's a fair few from this set, which are pretty exciting. Alright, last match to review, and then I'll have to hop off. This is a very nice attack. I don't think it was an overcommit or anything either, which is really nice. And then ended up making the tail really well, so really solid overall. He got the all with us, so you know, he's the true winner. Oh, it ended up making a difference. I remember this one. Funny round. It's crazy. Alright, so that's where we're gonna leave it for now. We'll come back to this soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. Maybe tomorrow if I have enough time, or I might just play tomorrow. We'll see. 34 rounds in. We're over a third of the way through this set, so that's exciting. I think we're picking up a lot of good stuff. Maybe it'd be good to like write it down or something. Probably, right? Because otherwise I'll just forget after the stream. Well, I hope you guys are getting something out of it. I should be like taking notes for myself. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow with more stuff. Probably, most likely just playing Puyo. I think that's what I'll be doing. So stay tuned. I've got something. Actually, I should probably confirm if the thing is happening. Oh, ちょっと待って. I need to check something. Hold on. Um. Yeah, okay, looks like it. Cool. Alright, thank you all for hanging out. It's been good fun. Oh, Kenia, thank you for the bits. Oh, hey. Thank you. Alright, so we'll be back tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. Sorry for like being a bit abrupt and a bit shorter than usual, but that's how it is sometimes, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed it though. So, for now, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of the day or night. I love you guys, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!